Alright guys, so today we're doing slope fields. Okay, slope fields. Okay, they're just essentially what we do when we need to see what the function looks like when we're given a differential equation. Okay, so they're just tools to help us see what a function looks like when we're given a differential equations. Okay, and most of the time when we're doing this, it's because we can't solve the differential equation. Okay, now all that's really going to happen here is a pretty simple process of I give you a differential equation and you plug in a bunch of points. Okay, now after you plug in the point, remember the derivative represents slope. So that's just telling me the slope at that point. Alright, so if I plug in, say, 1, 1, and I get 2 out of it, then I'm going to make a little line, which we call a tick mark, that has a slope of 2 at the point 1, 1. Okay, so an easy example, just scroll this down here. Okay, an easy example that we're going to start with is dy dx equals 2x. Okay, now that's pretty easy because we can actually, integrate that. So dy dx equals 2x. We know that y is going to be x squared plus c. So we know it's going to be some kind of parabola. Okay, we're just starting off with this one because it's really easy. All right, now on the worksheet that you're going to get, you're given these tables. You don't have to fill the tables out. I just give them to you to help with visuals. I like using them, and I like making the top values here the x values, and then the side ones here the y values. I'll explain why in a minute. Okay, but for right now, we're just plugging in any point that we're plugging in, we plug into the differential equation. Okay, so I'm going to plug the point negative 2, 2 into 2x, and that's just going to give me negative 4 all the way down the line here. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with all of these points where x is negative 1 and then y is whatever it says in the table. Since there's only x in the differential equation, we really only have to worry about the x value at this point. Okay, so I'm plugging in negative 1 into that all the time. I'm going to get negative 2 for all of these. Okay, and when I plug in x equals 0 into the differential equation, I'm getting 0. Okay, 2 and 4. Okay, now what I'm going to do with those numbers is just take each individual number. So let's say I want to plot that one. That's at 2, 2. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little line over here at 2, 2 that has a slope of approximately 4. It doesn't have to be exactly 4. I'm not going to be like super picky about this. So let's just say that's 4. Okay, 4, 4, 4, 4. Okay, and now at x equals 1 here, I'm going to put slopes of 2, so a little less steep. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Alright, and then at x equals 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I gotta highlight that. Okay, and I'm gonna, well, keep doing this. So negative 2, negative 2, negative 2, negative 4, negative 4, negative 4. Okay, now that image that we have there, that's a slope field. Okay, and you can kind of see that if you were to like go along the path here, it would look like a parabola. Okay, now the slope field is just this whole field full of little lines or tick marks that have certain slopes. Okay, if I ask you to graph the solution, you start at one of the starting points, so start at 1, 2, which is right here. Okay, and you're just going to kind of go with the flow that's indicated by the slope field. So this is telling me to go up, so I'm going to draw up here. Okay, this is telling me to go down and then flatten out. Okay, and then go back up here. Alright, so that's going to be your parabola approximately when we start at 1, 2. Okay, if we start at negative 1, 1, that's still a parabola, it's just going to look a little bit different. Okay, it's going to be down here now, so it's going up like that, coming to here, flattening out, coming up. Alright, so just take that down for a second. Alright, so on the next problem we're going to do, it's a little bit more complicated. So this is actually one that right now you wouldn't be able to solve because I can't separate anything there. Okay, so what we're going to do is just plug in these values. Alright, I like these to be the x values. Okay, and I like to just go straight down for each x value. That's just me. You guys can fill out the table if you want to fill out the table any way you want to. Okay, so I have x equals negative 2 here, so I'm going to be putting in negative 2 for x and 2 for y. Okay, so it's going to be negative 2 minus something the whole time I'm going down here. Okay, so negative 2 minus 2 times 2, that's negative 6. Negative 2 minus 2, negative 4, negative 2 minus 0. Okay, now we have negative 2 plus 2, so that's going to be a 0. Okay, and negative 2 plus 4. Alright, now I'm going to go down with x equals negative 1. Okay, so negative 1 minus 4, well, it's negative 5. Negative 1 minus 2, it's negative 3. Negative 1, okay. I have negative 1 plus 2, so 1 and 3. And you guys will pick up on patterns on some of these too. Alright, so 0 minus 4, so negative 4, negative 2, 0, 2, 4. Okay, 1 minus 4, we got negative 3. Okay, 1 minus 2 is negative 1, 1, 3, 5. Okay, and so on and so forth. So I have 2 minus 4, so that's negative 2. 2 minus 2, 0, 2, 4, 6. Alright, now again, I'm not going to be like super picky about these, but essentially like where the zeros are, you should be good with the zeros, and there should be a noticeable difference between your positive and negative slopes. Alright, so again, I use this and I make the top the x values so that on this table, that is in the table, that's where it is on the grid. So I'm going to make a negative 2, okay, 0, 2, 4, 6. Alright, negative 3, negative 1, 1, 3, 5. And then you're just going to keep on going like this. Just make sure that your positive values actually have a positive slope when you draw it, and your negative values actually have a negative slope. And very negative, there, 0, and 2. Alright, so there's your slope field. And again, if I ask you to plot any solution, you just start off at that point. So, I don't know, let's start off here. Okay, that is telling me to go down this way, so I'm going to go down this way. Alright, somewhere in between here is going to be a flat point, so I'm flattening off before this tells me to go up again. And then I'm flattening. Okay, and then this is just going like that. Alright, it doesn't have to be a beautiful picture. Okay, so that's part one. Try to do a couple on the slope field explained worksheet that you have.